How to do it. Let me show you how to do it.
Alright guys, so in today's video I'm going to be showing you how you can cut the fiberglass for your HVAC ductwork. So this is my old one that I removed. Had some issues, you can see a lot of mold growing and stuff like that. So my AC guy was supposed to be here today and help me with this, but he couldn't make it. Let's leave it at that. So what I did was I'm going to show you how you guys use these tools. So these are the tools that you're going to need, for cutting the fiberglass. Don't try to cut it with a knife or something. It's not going to work, guys, or it does not work as good. So these are two tools that you need. You can pick them up from Amazon, But anyways, so this is my brand new sheet, for the duct work. It is 1.5 inch, so it depends. The method is going to vary because based on the size that you're using. So mine is 1.5, so the method that I'm showing you is basically for 1.5 sheet. The calculations are a little bit different. The method is exactly the same. It's just the numbers that you're gonna calculate and draw your lines to cut it is going to be different. So let me show you exactly my sizes. So mine is a 18 by 18 inside dimension. So that's one thing critical. It is inside. So once you make the box, you're measuring the inside dimension from this end to this end, or this to that one. So just make sure you're measuring it correctly. Mine is a completely square box. The method is the same, even if it's not a square. So I'm using 18 by 18 box, and so we're gonna have 4 cuts. As you can see, there's one. This is one cut, 2, 3, and the 4th is the very last cut. And it doesn't show right here, but since I cut it open, this was an old box. But when you're done with the 4th cut, it's gonna have an extra layer right here that you're gonna use to wrap around and close the box, basically. So let's get to it. The very first cut, that is this one, the way you're gonna do it is you're gonna add 2 inches to your inside dimension. So in my case, my inside dimension is 18. I added 2, that makes it 20. So I'm gonna put my first line for 20 inches. So again, 18 inches plus 2 inches gives me 20 inches. 18 is the inside dimension plus 2 inches. And basically the 2 inches that you're taking is you're taking into consideration the cut that you're going to make for the V, so that's going to compensate for that part. So that's why you're taking 2 inches because that other 2 inches will kind of go away, with the excess that you're going to take out. 1 inch from this side, half of this V, and same thing on this side, So let's go ahead and do the first cut. 18 plus 2, 20 inches. And on my new board, I already made the lines to make the video short to the point. And what I did was I measured right from the edge to exactly this line. And I would just mark at the very bottom over here. Mark one on top and use something straight like this I used. And just put a line. So this is exactly 20 inches. 18 plus 2. Right from the corner to here, that's 20 inches. That's your first cut that you're gonna make. Let's go to the second cut. Our second cut is 18 to 5/8. So it's gonna be 25/8 for the second line from the end of the first line. So the second line is gonna be 25/8. So let's go ahead and do that. And again, I already did that to save some time. So right from this line to this line is 25/8, and I'm just going to show it to you guys real quick. And what you can do is you can use this to press it inside. That's completely fine, so you already had it inside. And this is 25/8, as you can see. Now it doesn't have to be exactly precisely 5/8. It's very hard, since you're working with the fiberglass. So do your best to get the 5/8 from that point. So again, 25/8. So this is done. Let's see what our third line distance should be. So the third line is exactly the same as the second line. 18 plus 2 5/8, also 25/8. So if you notice, 20, 25/8, 25/8. So let's go ahead and measure that one. First line, second line, third line. this is also 25/8. So my third line is also 25/8. And now the fourth and the final line is 18 plus 20, 18 plus 2 3/4. Gives you a total of 20 3/4. So okay, so right from here, that's 20 3/4. Right from this line to this line is 20 3/4. Okay, so the fourth line is also done, and that's pretty much done of the measurements. Now it's a matter of cutting and how do you cut it. Now again, these are two tools, blue and red. So the red one is gonna be used for cutting the 3 lines, and the fourth line is gonna be blue tool. Very critical, guys. A lot of times you just get into the rhythm using red one, and then you end up cutting the fourth one with also the red one. Don't make that mistake. You're gonna regret later on. So it becomes very hard to wrap that box around, you know, especially when you have that wrong cut, and it does not give you that extra layer. But anyways, let's go ahead and use 1 2 3. The best way to keep you away from the fourth one making a cut with the red one is put the blue tool on the fourth line, just as a reminder. So let's put this on the fourth line. This is my fourth line. I'm going to put this over here and then use the red tool to do my cuts on the 1 2 and 3 line. And this much is going to be excess. So. And make sure you put firm pressure on it when you're cutting it. Okay, as you can see, I was not putting firm pressure on this side, so it kind of did not cut it properly. But on this side, it came out really nice. So let me kind of show you this, and that's the trick. If you notice, my line cut is very straight, and over here it's not as straight. So it's only because I was not putting enough pressure on it, and as soon as I put proper pressure, this is what happened. So just wanted to show you guys what can happen if you're not using the right method to cut it. Let's see if you can fix it in any way. So again, just gonna hold it straight, and you just have to be careful now because it's already cut. And the best way is to hold it like this. There you go. Now we were able to cut a little bit, make it a little bit straight, otherwise it was pretty bad. So that's our first cut, and now we're going to move on to our next cut. If you notice over here, see how nice this one is. It's coming out good. So leave this over here. Remove it later. Now let's move on to our next one. Again, I'm just using this as a guide. Okay. So again, have to go in a straight line. What I do is I kind of take this, kind of measure it, and what I do is I just use my guide. So this is about 2 3/4. Just gonna do it on the same on the other side, so it's even. 2.75 about here. Don't try to eyeball it because it's never going to be perfect. You want to measure it. And then use this as a guide. The guide helps keeping everything in line. So again, use your full hand. Don't try to use the handle. Use your full hand and put firm pressure on it. Make sure you keep holding the guide, and keep an eye on this cutting lever. Then you're going in the straight line, and the guide will help you keep the line straight. Don't try to rush in and do it fast. A lot of people just go do it really fast. Not worth it. Okay, so this side is done, and you can see, since we did it nice, how perfect this came out. So now, one thing you can do, just want to test something. Look at this, inside dimension 18, came out perfect 18. So even when I was doing my measurements before cutting, I was trying to do some calculation and try to see. It didn't make sense at that point, but if you use this method, guys, trust me, it works flawless. And that's another example I'm going to show you that I want my cut from here to here to be 18 inches. Right now, if I measure from this cut to the exact line, it's like 19 1/4. And when I cut it using this tool, it should exactly be 18 inches. So let's leave this over here. Do the exact same method right there. Okay, let's see. Do the same. Okay, so let's see. In fact, it's 2 5/8. So let's do 2 5/8. I think that worked out better for us the first time. 2 5/8. There it is. And again, you don't have to do it. If you can eyeball and go straight without a guide, that is completely fine as well. I just like doing it that way. Again, just remember, this is our third cut. The fourth cut, we're not going to use the red tool. We have to use the blue tool. And as a reminder, we're going to keep this over here. Make sure your guide don't move. Again, keep, mine moved a little bit, but it's fine as long as I keep it in the line, the straight line. If you get stuck, you can just push it. Okay. Now let's do what we're testing. So again, this one and this one. Let's measure it. 18 inches, perfectly 18 inches inside the black area. So we know it's working out good. So now we're going to keep this red tool away, and then we're going to use your blue tool. Okay. Now the exact same method for the blue tool. There's nothing different except for the fact this blue. It might be a little bit harder to run because it has 3 tools. This tool is a lot harder with the blue one because you're cutting multiple. Once you get going, it works pretty good. All right, so these results are done. Okay, I had to bring it inside because it's getting dark. So on the last cut, you're gonna see 3 lines, 1, 2, and 3. You see double lines right here because when I cut it on my tool, there were 2 signs. So let me show you. So somebody had put this white line. I don't know why. Maybe because it's in line with the cutter, but you're supposed to follow the center line. And I think I was distracted. I was following this white one, and I think I cut it wrong a little bit. So when I did my measurements, it wasn't really perfect. So I had to use the standard regular method, just using the center line on the tool. And I just did another cut, which is not a big deal because my first cut was a little bit bigger. So I was able to compensate for that. But if you cut it short, then you're in trouble. So luckily, I had, so this much is pretty much a spare. The last cut that you see, you can just take a knife and pretty much cut the whole thing straight, and then you can go ahead and remove these 2. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so all I did was took a knife and just cut this board completely off. And now these pieces, they just come off. Again, you may not have these double lines if you do it right. And you can see there's a shiplap right there. And what you have to do is, if you see any insulation on this paper, just you can remove it. So what you can do is take this knife, don't do a firm cut, just cut the insulation. There's enough pressure to cut the insulation, and you can just peel the insulation off like this of the entire paper. Because what you want is, you want this paper to stick when you fold. You want it to stick on the other one, and you want to tape it off. So that's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna clean this up. Okay, so now you can see I cleaned the paper, and all you have to do is just take a knife and just kind of clean it, and it just comes off very easy. These pieces you can just pick it up and get rid of. If you remember, I was showing you guys how to do it the wrong way. That's why this is not a straight. So I'm just gonna make it straight with a knife, and so it's easy to fold. You can see it's nice, 18 inches. All 4 pounds are equal since I have 18 by 18. And then now it's just a matter of folding it. Okay, so this piece we're going to put on the side. We're going to use this to make our top cover. Now all you have to do is just fold it, and it will make a nice box. Okay. And can see, this one fits right on top of this. It has to be flush, and the tape kind of overlaps like this. You just have to make sure do this properly, nice and even, to make that box. And over here, it has to be even from here. So if you do this, what you have to do is just put some staples. Okay, so here's the final product. The box all made. And this is the corner, so as you can see, you're required to put the UL rated tape. And just make sure when you put it on, squeegee it to make sure it's nice and firm. So that's it. This is how you make a ductwork. So guys, if you like the video, please subscribe to my channel and like the video. Thank you.